There is a kind of power a woman holds when she stops chasing the world and begins choosing herself. It is a quiet power, a calm power, a power that does not shout or beg or cling. And yet this power pulls people in more strongly than anything else. Men feel it immediately. They recognize it before they understand it. They sense the difference between a woman who needs attention and a woman who owns her presence. The woman who owns her presence becomes unforgettable. Here is a simple truth. Nothing is more attractive than a woman who stays grounded in her own soul. A woman who does not lose herself for anyone. A woman who values her peace more than approval. This kind of woman creates a depth that others can feel without words. She becomes a mystery, not because she hides anything, but because she no longer gives her energy away so easily. Her silence has meaning. Her calm has strength. Her distance has purpose. Keep watching until the end, because this video will show you why the most powerful form of attraction is born the moment a woman chooses detachment. And if you stay until the last moment, you will receive a powerful reminder that could change the way you see yourself forever. To understand this deeply, look at human psychology. People are drawn to what feels stable, grounded, and centered. Men, especially, are pulled toward emotional stillness. Not because they want a cold woman, but because they crave a safe one. A woman who does not react to every small thing. A woman who does not fall apart when life shakes her. A woman who knows her worth without needing confirmation every second. This stability feels like home. This calmness feels like clarity. And this detachment feels like inner strength. Detachment is not about ignoring people. It is not about shutting your heart down. It is about refusing to abandon yourself. It is about not placing your emotional world in someone else's hands. It is about holding your center even when someone tries to push you off balance. When a woman carries this level of emotional discipline, something changes inside her. She stops begging for attention. She stops running behind anyone. She stops negotiating her value. And her energy shifts into something magnetic. Because people chase what they cannot easily control. People respect what is not desperate. People admire what does not crumble. When a woman stops over-giving, over-explaining, and over-trying, she becomes rare. And rarity always increases desire. A man pays attention to a woman who does not collapse under pressure. He looks twice at a woman who chooses silence instead of drama. He stays curious about a woman who is present but not needy. She becomes someone he wants to understand. Someone he wants to win. Someone he wants to stay connected to, not because she demands it, but because her energy commands it. And the moment a woman detaches from the outcome, she becomes free. Free from fear. Free from insecurity. Free from the need for constant reassurance. That freedom becomes beauty. That freedom becomes strength. That freedom becomes attraction. Think about this. When you are no longer afraid of losing someone, you automatically stop losing yourself. When you stop needing someone's attention, you stop accepting behavior that hurts your spirit. When you hold your emotional power, you stand differently, speak differently, choose differently. And people feel it. They feel the shift. They feel the confidence. They feel the quiet boldness of a woman who is complete on her own. There is a reason spiritually centered women attract so strongly. They do not demand love. They embody it. They do not chase validation. They generate it from within. They do not fear abandonment. They trust their path. This makes them powerful, not loud, magnetic, not desperate, strong, not hardened. Their detachment is not coldness, it is wisdom. A detached woman understands this truth connection is a blessing, not a necessity. Attention is appreciated, not required. Love is welcomed, not begged for. She gives, but not at the cost of her inner peace. She cares, but not at the cost of her dignity. She stays open, but not at the cost of her self-respect. This balance creates a glow that is impossible to ignore. When a woman reaches this state, attraction stops being something she tries to create. It becomes something she naturally radiates. Detachment transforms her presence. It elevates her energy. It builds a foundation men notice immediately. She is whole. She is steady. She is not waiting to be saved. Stay with this video until the end. Because the deeper you understand this first principle, the stronger your sense of self will grow. And at the end of this video, you will walk away with one powerful truth that could change the way men respond to you forever. Why detachment creates natural magnetism. Detachment turns a woman's presence into something powerful, because it shifts her energy from seeking to owning. When she is no longer chasing approval, she becomes grounded in her own identity. That grounded energy creates a magnetic pull. People are naturally drawn to what feels complete, steady, and centered. Men especially sense when a woman is emotionally full instead of emotionally hungry. Emotional fullness creates attraction. Emotional hunger weakens it. Detachment works because it changes the direction of your energy. Instead of reaching outward for reassurance, you hold your strength inward. Instead of trying to be chosen, you stand firm in your worth. This shift is invisible to the eye, but deeply felt by the mind. Humans instinctively respect what does not depend on them for validation. It signals confidence, it signals security, it signals maturity. Psychology shows that the mind values what is not easily gained. When something is always available, the brain stops chasing it. But when something requires effort, presence, and sincerity, it becomes meaningful. A detached woman becomes meaningful because she does not give her energy away to everyone. She chooses carefully. She connects with intention. This selectiveness raises her value without her saying a single word. Detachment also breaks the cycle of overthinking. When you stop worrying about what someone thinks of you, you reclaim your mental space. You stop creating imaginary fears. You stop analyzing every small moment. Instead, you move with clarity, with calm decisions, with emotional discipline. That discipline shows. It becomes part of your aura. People feel safer around someone who is emotionally steady. A woman who practices detachment does not react to every small disruption. She does not rush to fix everything. She does not see herself as responsible for everyone's feelings. This emotional stability makes her more attractive because she becomes a source of peace, not pressure. A man feels more drawn to a woman who carries her emotions with maturity. Her stillness creates a presence that stands out in a world filled with noise and insecurity. Detachment is powerful because it says, without words, I value myself, and I do not fear losing what is not meant for me. That message is magnetic. It inspires respect. It invites deeper effort. It transforms the way people approach you, and it strengthens the bond between your inner world and the outer world, making your presence something people naturally gravitate toward. Men feel safe with a woman who is not desperate. When a woman is detached, she creates a space where a man can breathe, not because she is distant, but because she is emotionally steady. Men feel safe around a woman who is not driven by desperation or fear. That safety becomes attraction. It builds trust long before words are exchanged. A man notices when a woman does not cling to him. He feels the calm in her presence. He senses that she is with him by choice, not by dependency. This difference changes everything. Emotional safety is one of the strongest psychological forces in human connection. People are naturally drawn to what feels predictable, balanced, and grounded. When a woman holds her emotions with control, she becomes a source of stability in a world filled with chaos. She is not moved by temporary moods. She is not shaken by small changes. She does not fall apart the moment something goes wrong. This inner strength becomes something a man deeply respects. A desperate energy pushes people away. It creates pressure. It creates the feeling of being needed instead of being valued. But a detached woman does not put that weight on anyone. She stands on her own. She supports herself emotionally. She shows through her behavior that she is whole before anyone enters her life. This is why men feel comfortable opening up to her. Her presence does not demand anything. It welcomes honesty. It welcomes vulnerability. It welcomes real connection without suffocating it. Detachment also prevents emotional overreaction. When she does not interpret every action as a threat to the relationship, she stops creating unnecessary stress. She listens more. She understands more. She communicates with clarity instead of panic. This emotional discipline creates a peaceful environment where a man can relax instead of defend himself. And when a man feels emotionally safe, he naturally invests more effort, more attention, and more sincerity. A woman who is not desperate shows that she can handle life with strength. She can walk through uncertainty without losing herself. She can face challenges without breaking down. This resilience inspires admiration. It signals maturity. It shows that she is not looking for someone to complete her, but someone to grow with. This emotional independence becomes one of her greatest strengths. Because when a man feels safe with a woman, he does not want to lose her. And when he feels peace in her presence, he is drawn to her even more. The power of not investing too early. A woman who understands her worth knows that emotional investment must be balanced. She does not give everything at once. She does not reveal her entire heart before trust has been tested. She does not pour her energy into someone who has not shown consistency. This controlled investment is not a game. It is protection. It is wisdom. It is the understanding that value is preserved through patience. When a woman over-invests too early, she unintentionally signals that her attention is easy to earn. She gives too much without receiving anything solid in return. She puts in effort before seeing effort. This creates an imbalance that weakens attraction. Human psychology responds to balance. When one gives far more than the other, respect fades, curiosity drops, and the dynamic loses its natural tension. A detached woman understands the power of pacing. She lets the connection unfold slowly. She waits to see actions, not promises. She allows the other person to meet her halfway. This creates equality in effort, and equality in effort builds healthy attraction. Her calmness creates a rhythm that feels steady instead of rushed. This steadiness becomes part of her strength. Not investing too early also protects her emotional clarity. When she does not give everything at once, she can observe more clearly. She notices patterns. She sees character. She pays attention to consistency. Without emotional overload, she can make wiser choices. Her heart listens, but her mind leads. This balance prevents her from falling into situations that drain her energy or weaken her confidence. A man feels the difference when a woman does not rush into emotional depth. It makes him take her more seriously. He becomes more intentional with his actions. He knows her attention is valuable, not guaranteed. This inspires effort. It inspires presence. It inspires sincerity. The relationship grows with purpose instead of pressure. A woman who protects her energy sends a powerful message without saying a word. My heart is valuable, and I will not place it in careless hands. This quiet confidence draws people closer. It makes her stand out. It shows that she is not desperate for love. She is selective about where she gives it. And that selectiveness is what makes her truly magnetic. Maintaining inner peace in a world full of noise. When a woman learns not to over-invest too early, she naturally begins to protect something even more important, her inner peace. This peace becomes her foundation. It becomes the quiet space where she thinks clearly, chooses wisely, and stays rooted in her worth. In a world filled with distractions, opinions, and emotional noise, a woman who guards her peace becomes incredibly powerful. Inner peace is not created by avoiding challenges. It is created by not letting those challenges shape your identity. A woman who is grounded understands that her emotions are hers to manage, not anyone else's responsibility. She does not rely on external attention to feel whole. She does not let temporary feelings define her value. She moves through the world with a calm awareness that protects her from emotional chaos. People feel this peace when they meet her. It shows in the way she talks, the way she listens, the way she carries herself. She is not easily shaken. She is not desperate for reassurance. She is not controlled by fear of rejection. Instead, she stands firm in her center, trusting that whatever is meant for her will stay, and whatever is not will pass without destroying her. This inner stability becomes attractive because it is rare. The world is full of reactive minds and restless hearts. But a woman who is centered becomes a source of calm in the middle of the storm. Men are drawn to this energy because it feels safe, comforting, and grounding. It feels like someone who does not need saving. Someone who can walk beside you, not behind you. Maintaining inner peace also strengthens her decision-making. She chooses relationships that align with her values. She avoids people who drain her energy. She steps away from drama without apology. This discipline shows confidence. It shows self-awareness. It shows emotional maturity. And emotional maturity is one of the strongest forms of attraction. When she carries this peace, she stops competing with others. She stops comparing her life to anyone else's. She no longer looks outward for validation. Instead, she finds it within. She becomes whole. She becomes balanced. She becomes someone who moves with purpose rather than pressure. And this inner peace becomes a light that naturally pulls people closer without her needing to say a single word. How strong boundaries increase your value. When a woman protects her inner peace, the next natural step is building strong boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they are doors. And a woman with boundaries decides who gets to enter her life, who stays at a distance, and who is removed completely. This control over access raises her value instantly because it shows she respects her time, her heart, and her energy. A boundary is simply the moment she says, "This is acceptable, and this is not." It is the moment she chooses self-respect over approval. It is the moment she chooses emotional safety over temporary comfort. A woman who sets boundaries sends a clear message. I do not let anyone disturb the peace I worked hard to build. This message is powerful, and people feel it immediately. Strong boundaries increase attraction because they demonstrate strength. They show that she is not afraid to walk away from disrespect. She does not stay in situations that hurt her. She does not allow emotional inconsistency. She does not tolerate behavior that confuses her spirit. This firmness creates admiration because it shows she values herself too much to accept less than she deserves. Men respect women who draw lines. They trust women who say no when necessary. They are drawn to women who do not allow emotional games. A boundary communicates maturity. It communicates clarity. It communicates that her life is guided by principles, not impulses. This steadiness makes a man feel that he has to rise to her level, not drag her down to his. Boundaries also filter out the wrong people. Anyone who is intimidated by a woman's boundaries was never meant for her. Anyone who tries to break them does not value her. But the right people, those who recognize her worth, will respect those boundaries and stand with her, not against her. This is how she protects her heart from chaos and aligns her life with quality, not quantity. A woman with boundaries becomes rare because most people spend their lives pleasing others at the cost of their own soul. But she chooses differently. She chooses to honor herself. She chooses to maintain her peace. She chooses to let only those with good intentions come close. And this self-respect becomes one of the strongest, most undeniable forms of attraction she carries. Why emotionally detached women make better choices? When a woman builds strong boundaries, something powerful happens inside her. She begins to choose from clarity instead of emotion. And this is where emotional detachment becomes one of her greatest strengths. Detachment allows her to step back, observe, and decide without being blinded by temporary feelings. She does not rush into relationships. She does not cling to people out of fear. She chooses with intention, not desperation. An emotionally detached woman understands that emotions are temporary waves. They rise, they fall, and they pass. But decisions made in weakness can last for years, so she gives herself space before committing. She studies a person's actions, not their words. She pays attention to consistency instead of charm. She notices patterns instead of promises. This level of awareness protects her from heartbreak that comes from choosing too quickly. Because when emotions are too strong, they cloud judgment. They make red flags look like potential. They make inconsistency look like mystery. They make unhealthy behavior look like passion. But detachment clears the lens. It helps her see what is real, not what she wishes was real. With detachment, she does not attach her value to someone's attention. She does not try to fix broken people. She does not ignore her intuition. She listens to herself more than she listens to the fear of being alone. This clarity makes her choices stronger, and stronger choices create a stronger life. She chooses relationships that align with her peace. She chooses people who respect her boundaries. She chooses situations that help her grow, not shrink. She chooses paths that protect her long-term happiness instead of chasing short-term excitement. Men notice this. They can sense when a woman is making decisions from strength instead of insecurity. It makes her appear wiser, more grounded, and more confident. Her emotional independence shows that she will not tolerate chaos, confusion, or inconsistency. This pushes the wrong men away and pulls the right men closer. A woman who chooses from clarity becomes unstoppable. She is not driven by fear. She is not guided by loneliness. She is guided by her inner compass. And when a woman follows her inner compass, she attracts relationships that honor her soul, not relationships that drain it. The stillness that pulls men closer. There is a quiet power in stillness that cannot be taught, only felt. A woman who carries herself with calm and composure creates an energy that draws people in without effort. Men notice this immediately because it is rare. In a world filled with chaos, noise, and constant emotional fluctuation, Stillness becomes magnetic. It is not about ignoring life or emotions. It is about holding them with control, allowing her presence to speak louder than words. Stillness communicates confidence. It communicates clarity. It communicates that she is complete within herself. A man feels it when she does not overreact to small problems, when she does not chase attention, when she does not seek validation. Her calmness creates a sense of ease, a feeling that being around her is safe and effortless. He becomes intrigued because her energy is controlled, intentional, and unshakable. This stillness also creates mystery. It makes him curious, not because she hides her personality, but because she does not give away everything immediately. She does not respond to every text, every question, or every expectation. Her energy is preserved, her attention is selective, and her mind is clear. This gap between presence and neediness sparks fascination. Men are naturally drawn to women who maintain a composed, centered demeanor because it feels like an unspoken challenge to rise to their level. Stillness is also a reflection of self-mastery. It shows that she is not ruled by fear, insecurity, or the need to control outcomes. She moves through life with patience and awareness. She allows situations to unfold while remaining grounded in her own power. This energy is magnetic because it demonstrates independence, emotional maturity, and self-respect, qualities that are deeply attractive. A woman who embodies stillness does not chase connection. She allows it to come naturally. She does not pressure a man to commit or prove his intentions. Instead, she radiates calm strength, letting him see her value without her declaring it. And this approach pulls the right people closer while filtering out those who are not aligned with her energy. In stillness, she becomes unforgettable. Her energy lingers in the mind long after a conversation ends. Her presence becomes a standard of peace and strength that others aspire to, even unknowingly. This is the subtle, quiet force of attraction that detachment and composure create. A force that does not scream for attention, but earns it effortlessly. The beauty of a woman who chooses herself first. There is a rare kind of beauty in a woman who chooses herself first. It is not about selfishness, it is about self-respect. She places her well-being, her peace, and her growth above the need to please others. This choice transforms her energy into something magnetic because it radiates strength, confidence, and independence. A man senses this immediately. He is drawn to the woman who stands complete in her own life, not the one who relies on him to feel whole. Choosing herself first means she does not sacrifice her standards to avoid loneliness. She does not settle for attention at the cost of respect. She does not compromise her values for temporary comfort. Her decisions are guided by her own inner compass, not by fear or societal pressure. This creates clarity in her presence. She knows what she wants, she knows her worth, and she does not apologize for it. This self-prioritization makes her energy different. She moves through the world with purpose. She communicates with intention. She attracts attention effortlessly, not by trying to impress, but by being fully aligned with herself. Men are instinctively drawn to this alignment because it signals maturity and emotional stability. It shows that she is not dependent on their approval, which makes her even more desirable. Choosing herself also builds resilience. She can navigate challenges without losing her composure. She can face rejection without internal collapse. She can love deeply without sacrificing her sense of self. This resilience creates a sense of security around her. Men are drawn to women who can handle life with grace and strength because it gives them confidence that the connection is real, not based on need or desperation. A woman who prioritizes herself inspires admiration. Her independence becomes a standard of strength. Her calmness becomes a source of comfort. Her clarity becomes magnetic. Men are drawn to her not because she chases them, but because her energy invites them to rise, to show their best selves, and to match her level. When she chooses herself first, she creates an irresistible presence that speaks louder than any words ever could. Detachment is not coldness. It is self-mastery. Detachment is often misunderstood. Many think it is coldness, indifference, or a lack of care. But true detachment is the opposite. It is self-mastery. It is the ability to feel deeply while remaining in control. It is the strength to care without losing yourself. A woman who masters this balance becomes magnetic because she radiates power without needing to prove it. Her presence inspires respect, admiration, and desire. Self-mastery through detachment begins with understanding that emotions are tools, not rulers. She experiences joy, excitement, and love fully, but she does not let them dictate her actions. She feels pain, disappointment, and frustration, but she does not allow them to consume her. This emotional discipline allows her to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. It is this control that creates a calm, commanding energy that draws people in naturally. A detached woman does not over-communicate her needs or fears. She does not chase attention or validation. Instead, she communicates from clarity, expressing herself with honesty and confidence. This level of self-possession attracts people because it signals maturity and stability. Men are drawn to a woman who is whole on her own, not one who relies on them to complete her. Detachment becomes a silent message. I know my worth, and I will not compromise it. Detachment also allows her to remain present in relationships without losing her independence. She can love fully while maintaining boundaries. She can connect deeply without becoming dependent. She can engage without surrendering her identity. This balance is rare and powerful. It creates a dynamic where attraction grows naturally because it is built on respect, not neediness. By mastering detachment, she elevates every interaction. Her calm energy encourages sincerity, loyalty, and authenticity from those around her. She becomes magnetic because she is unpredictable only in the best way. She is not available to everyone, only to those who meet her energy. Detachment is not absence, it is strength. It is freedom. It is the art of being fully herself while inviting others to match her level of integrity, awareness, and emotional maturity. This mastery transforms attraction into something effortless, natural, and enduring. A final message of strength for every woman. Every woman carries a force within her that is stronger than she realizes. It is the force of self-respect, of clarity, of inner peace, and of detachment. When she chooses herself first, honors her boundaries, and masters her emotions, she becomes magnetic in ways that cannot be faked or forced. This strength is silent but undeniable. It does not shout for attention, but it commands it naturally. Strength is not about controlling others. It is about controlling yourself. It is about knowing your worth without needing constant validation. It is about moving through life with calm purpose, regardless of the chaos around you. A woman who stands in this power attracts not because she seeks to be wanted, but because she exudes a presence that others cannot ignore. Her energy becomes a standard, a measure of how connection should feel: safe, balanced, and respectful. This power comes from choosing detachment over desperation, from valuing inner peace over temporary approval, from investing in herself before investing in others. Each choice she makes from strength increases her magnetism. men, and indeed everyone around her feel this energy. They are drawn not to her for what she gives superficially, but for the unwavering stability she carries within. True attraction grows from this self-mastery. It grows from the woman who does not overreact, who does not chase, and who does not compromise her essence. It grows from the woman who is selective, deliberate, and patient. A man is pulled toward her because he senses that she is rare, that she will not settle for less than she deserves, that she will not allow chaos to disturb her calm. And in that calm, he finds a presence he cannot resist. Every woman has the ability to cultivate this strength. It begins with small choices, protecting her peace, holding her boundaries, and prioritizing herself. With time, these choices become habits. They become energy. They become magnetism. And the world responds. When she walks in her power, she attracts respect, loyalty, and genuine connection effortlessly. The ultimate truth is simple: choose yourself first. Stand in your peace. Honor your boundaries. Master your emotions. When you do, your presence will speak louder than any words. Your strength will draw others naturally. And the life, love, and respect you deserve will come, not because you demand it, but because you embody it.